Hello and welcome to the daily news harvest of the most important events in Yemen, read by Nabil Al-Sami on Al-jumhoor channel. Security and intelligence services in connection with the anti-terrorism efforts and programs have warned of the increased number of terrorists involved in firing and pushing to ignite battles and clashes in new areas, especially in the southern countryside of Taiz Governorate in Al-Hujariya region and the districts near the Gulf of Aden and Bab al-Mandab, similar to the flaming battles in the opposite side between Shabwa and Abiyan close to Aden. According to a security source and another intelligence source, the danger is that they are closer than ever to the important shipping lane Bab al-Mandab, which increases the risk of navigation, trade and maritime traffic, in addition to those represented by the Houthi militias and the sabotage attacks that cause Iran or its agents of being behind it. Tribal and local notable individuals in Al-Hujariya region warned yesterday during a wide consultative meeting from the reduce of the risks and consequences of the military build-up of irregular armed groups to the region under the official umbrella provided by Taiz Axis led by the Muslim Brotherhood. They expressed their fear of igniting the conflict and sliding the region into war in the most stable and calm areas of Taiz before expediting the recruitment and the localization process through leaders and personalities who receive support from Qatar and Turkey. Dozens of Houthi militia were killed on Sunday in Al-Jabaliya in Al-Tuhaita district southeast of Hodeidah after defeating an attack that used medium and heavy weapons and various shells. The militia, which had consistently violated the Stockholm Agreement, had tried separately to move towards the coastline from the northeastern side. A human rights report revealed horrific methods of torture practiced by the Houthi militias against detainees in the prisons, which led to the death of many of them during the torture operations. The report, titled In the Dark, issued by Muwatana organization, said that some of the torture operations amounted to the war crimes and that 27 of the 1,395 detainees died under torture. The report documented the crimes of the Houthi militia during the period of May 2016 to April 2020, mentioned some of practices including forcing detainees to drink the urine, preventing food and water from them, sleep deprivation, electric shock, kicking, beating with barrels of weapons and hammers, pulling nails and hanging for a long period, burning their genitals, sexual humiliation and threatening to rape or rape relatives. Powerful figures follow the Houthi militia looted money from an account at the Central Bank of Hodeidah, which is supervised by the United Nations. Al-Hadath channel, which reported the news, did not specify the size of the looted amounts from the account that was set up to pay the salaries of employees from the proceeds of Hodeidah ports as one of the provisions of the Stockholm Agreement. The Yemeni Journalist Syndicate documented 66 violations against journalists, photographers, and media institutions during the first half of this year, including 2 murders, 20 kidnaps, detentions, and harassment, and 7 cases of attacks against journalists, media headquarters, and private property, in addition to recording a number of other attacks. The Journalist Syndicate expressed its growing concern for the continuation of the fierce war against freedom of expression, calling on all parties not to push journalists into political conflict, and called for the unfair death sentences against kidnapped journalists and the release of all detainees held by the Houthi militia, the legitimate government, and Al-Qaeda. End of the news. Thanks for following. Goodbye.